We are showtime. We're live. Happy la la la. How wonderful. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Heard There. Oh, whoa, I spelled that wrong down here. You can see how dyslexic I am. I typed too fast.
Take the exclamation point off and make it become an E, twist it, and put it into there.
Well, this is very informal. So informal.
Well, why don't you get rid of that?
Okay, goodbye.
Why don't you just take it away?
Okay, but it is about, we're going to talk a little bit about Beatrice Lillie and what have you. And just so you guys know, this is, I'm Ann Morrison, in case you don't know. And the middle person is,
well, you know who I am.
Blake Walton.
Yeah.
And then Alan Brasington is over to this side. Oh, no, wrong. I forget. It's the opposite. And we're going to do a very informal reading of a play that Blake and I have been writing for a while. And we asked Alan to do the stage directions. And Alan, you want to talk a little bit first?
Yeah, I just wondered if, my having grown up and knowing who B. Lillie is, I was wondering how you got started writing a play about her. I don't know that people necessarily younger than I am would know who she is.
Exactly. Yep. I've been interested in Beatrice Lillie for a long time, not really remembering if I saw her or not, because I'm, 64? Ooh, I told my age. But I remember my dad, who loved the theater and loved musicians and comedians, talked a lot about Beatrice Lillie. And he would describe a particular song that she sang called There Are Fairies at the Bottom of Our Garden. And he would describe that she had these long strand of beads, which she would do comical things with and spin them around, and they would fall down to the floor and she'd step out of it. And I thought that was hilarious. And years later, I did in my mini cabaret acts, I did a little bit of her and did it. And people said, when did you see Beatrice Lillie perform? And I said, I just, my dad described it and that's what I did.
Annie, this is pre-YouTube, so there was no way to research unless we could see old kinescopes, old TV stuff.
Right.
But that wasn't available to us.
Not at all. So, no, not at all. And I got very interested.
And there is the movie. There is Thoroughly Modern Millie.
There is Thoroughly Modern Millie, but that's a little bit, but that's not the really much of the Beatrice that we all
that's an actress,
got to know later. So thank God for YouTube now. You can, and each year I'll find something new. Someone will find stuff. And like my dear friend John Ellis out there in the theater world adores her. He has a whole Facebook on her. And okay, I'm talking too long. Anyway, so stop. And I got interested in her. We weren't sure if we wanted to do a play about her.
No, we knew we didn't want to. We knew we didn't want to do a biography because why show somebody as that person going through their life? Why not just explore some other area? Right.
Now I'd have to tell you that both Blake and I have been interested in Alzheimer's. I have a little Down syndrome woman who had passed, who was my dear friend, who we watched go through Alzheimer's. And I was fascinated by working with people with Alzheimer's. Where do they go when they seem like they've gone away? Because when I'd visit her, she'd disappear for a little bit, come back, and seems like she had been somewhere based on her conversation. And then she'd go away, not remember who I was. I had to reintroduce myself. And I found that, where do you go when that happens?
Don't you think the seed of writing this play started with that day that we both went to see her?
Exactly.
I actually videotaped her.
Right.
We came from that saying, what's going on in that mind?
Right.
That's so interesting.
And Linda was such a funny little comedian herself, Coupled this also, I was also fascinated about my mother. My mother died 5 years after my brother died. She was grief-stricken and felt horrific guilt about my brother's life. And I really began to see she just couldn't come to terms with that. And that happened with Beatrice Lillie as well, because she couldn't come to terms with the loss of her own son and having her own guilt. So coupling those two things, that fascinated us. And Blake and I went to the Performing Arts Library at Lincoln Center and found that there were like 76 boxes of things that people had left about Beatrice Lillie. Things like her bunny slippers, By the way, these are not her
letters.
bunny slippers. They're just like her bunny slippers.
We found some of her old skits typed out just on typing paper, very informally. But then we found pictures, and that's
what
we
really
saw
got us. Because
big picture.
She spent about the last 11 years of her life in a catatonic state. She had a series of strokes. People weren't sure if she was going into Alzheimer's because she was losing her memory anyway and losing track of where she was. But the strokes definitely put her in a very strange world. And I just know from working with people and being a little bit in a coma myself from a car accident, you're somewhere. So this play isn't so much about the life of
Well, we saw the picture.
Yeah,
we saw the picture. There's a beautiful,
it was
very horrible.
Terrifying.
It was one of her birthdays. We think maybe her 94th or something, quite near the end. And Annie described that. Well,
she was in a catatonic state. She had to wear sunglasses to cover up her eyes that were like, and they had a head strap on her to keep her head from dropping up so they could celebrate her birthday with
in a wheelchair.
Birthday hat on, in a wheelchair with a little tray. And we burst out crying. I said, that is horrible. Where are you, B?
Yeah.
What's
so we wondered
on?
What happens in an incredibly creative mind when we don't see that anymore, but what happens inside there? So this play became a play about, because the entire setting is inside Beatrice Lilly's mind.
I need reading glasses.
Which is something where it's a way that in this reading that Alan will describe some of this for you, but it's a way that we all have to imagine something. It's not a realistic setting. It's inside her mind.
Right. This is also very crude because we're all trapped in a house and not in a place where we normally can be. So there are times you people who are tuning in and watching might hear voices that don't quite match because that's the way things are. Please forgive that. We're reading this, which I got reading glasses on.
Right.
And I'm also trying to put in some sounds. So I have no idea in your world if you're going to hear them or not. We're just winging this, okay?
I want to just say one thing about my character because it has evolved throughout our playwriting in the last whenever we started this, actually 2007, I think. But Annie and I, as writers, and I imagine many actors and writers also have an imp. I have an imp that plays in my head all the time. Tells me all kinds of things and sometimes it's one of those things where you say, was that an out loud thought? Typically that's the imp. So that's the character of Bobby. He's the helper in her mind who gets her moving forward.
He's her playmate.
Alan, do you think that's an okay description?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So let's just read this thing. And thank you for the crudeness of this. Thank you for watching. You're gonna see Alan's face go away, but you're gonna be able to hear him. And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against. I don't know. Easter's coming. All right. All right. So I'm going to switch out here and put my script up. Alan, if you want to put yourself out. And we'll just to preface one other thing. You're going to hear something from Ed Sullivan. It's actually going to be a video that oversees the set. So Alan's going to
superimpose,
and we'll just superimpose. You're going to hear Ed Sullivan. It's just, but just know it's something that there's also a visual that you see. You're just not going to be able to see it right now. Okay. Go ahead, Alan, click out, and I will.
We?
Okay. Break a leg,
We're gonna
everybody.
do this thing.
Right.
Break a leg.
Out right after the introduction.
Okay.
All right. Break a leg, darling.
Break a leg, darling.
Heard there was a party. Came. Written by Anne Morrison and Blake Walton. It's a two-character play with B, played by Annie, and Bobby, played by Blake. The space looks like an abstract, old, dusty, cobwebbed attic with boxes all around, filled with papers and memories. Furniture, including a stuffed chair, a vanity, a small bed, define the space. Pieces of old stage sets are visible, including a window flat. Beams of light throughout the set, one by one, will go out as the play progresses. B. Lily sits in a wheelchair, silhouetted in light. Her imp, Bobby, sits in a corner, watching her.
Dedicated columnist of the New York Daily News, Ed Sullivan, and his toast of the town. If I could adjust the life story of Beatrice Lee to her career as the #1 comedian of the international stage, I tell you, she was born in a Canadian cabbage patch with leprechauns dancing attendance. Actually, she was born in Toronto. Leprechauns might have been there at that because her father came from County Down, Ireland, and her mother was an English concert star. From the night she made her Broadway debut in 1924 and Andre Charlot's Revue with Jack Buchanan and Gertrude Lawrence, her career as a star spells out a message to all performers. In 28 years as a headliner, B. Lily never has resorted to off-color material to win a laugh. For entertaining the combat troops and the wounded during World War II, she was decorated by General Montgomery for England, by General de Gaulle for France, by General de Vaux of Halloran Hospital for the United States. And I'm quite sure that you mothers realize that when she accepted that decoration from General Montgomery, she was accepting it in memory of her son, Sir Robert Peel, killed in action as a seaman in the Royal Navy. Andre Charlot, she tells me, played the greatest part in her career. But there are others, writers of the caliber of George Bernard Shaw, Noel Coward, Moss Hart, Dick Rogers and Larry Hart, Ivor Novello, Robert McGonigal, Vincent Youmans, and of course Howard Dietz and Arthur Schwartz supplied material which he's translated into just carloads of laughs over a quarter of a century. Ladies and gentlemen, the #1 comedian of the stage, Miss Beatrice Lilly. So let's hear it.
Really big shoe.
It always starts with Ed Sullivan. Funny that.
Bobby helps B slowly out of the chair. B crosses to center stage. She hikes up her nightgown as she walks in, revealing the bunny slippers. And she sports her classic long pearl necklace.
Thank you, Ed. I'm very well known in the music circles as Beatrice. Beatrice, the mezzanine soprano noted for my back arias. And now a little ballad entitled There Are Fairies at the Bottom of Our Garden. Thank you.
Bobby sits in the wheelchair and watches. B takes a deep bow from her waist, and the pearls hang on the floor. She lifts the pearl off before rising and goes to a music stand, now revealed in light, and lays the pearls while around her neck in the tray of the music stand. She picks up the music on the stand and peruses it. She holds it to her face as if far-sighted, places the music down, and addresses the audience.
There are fairies at the bottom of our garden. They're not so very, very far away. You pass the gardener's shed, and you do keep straight ahead. And I do so hope they really come to stay. There's a little wood with mesquite mills in it and beetles. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And a little stream that quietly runs through. And you wouldn't think they'd dare to make merrymaking there. But they do, yes they do. There are fairies at the bottom of our garden. They often have a dance on summer nights. The butterflies and bees make a lovely little breeze. And the rabbits stand around and hold the lights. Did you know that they could sit upon the moonbeam? Well, did ya? And pick a little star to make a fan. And they dance around up there in the middle of the air. Well, they can, yes, they can. There are fairies at the bottom of our garden. You cannot think how beautiful they are. They all stand round and sing while the fairy king and queen come floating lightly down upon their car. Oh, the king is very proud and very handsome. And the queen, now can you guess who that could be? Now this will really kill you. She's a little girl by day, but by night she steals away. Well, it's me. Yes, it's me.
Bobby crosses and helps her back into the wheelchair. Bee is now frighteningly catatonic. Bobby crosses behind her.
But more than anything, I hate the spring. I'll be loving mad dogs and Englishmen go out. March, April, May, and June. This is my first affair. Please be kind. Please, won't you? I've been to a marvelous party with none. Just go in your trance.
Who's there, John?
No, you are safe. Guess. Here's a hint. I'm not in your tangible world.
Am I in my mind?
Usually, and yes, where else would you be?
A mind is a terrible thing to have, and the sooner you lose it, the better.
A better is a terrible thing to lose, and the sooner you mind it, you have.
I love this game. A better is a terrible thing to lose, and the sooner you have it, you mind. Mind the gap.
Mind the gap. I have is a terrible thing to mind, and the sooner you better it, you lose.
A have is a better thing to lose, and as soon as you mind it, terrible.
A mind is a terrible thing to better, and soon you have it, you lose.
A loss is a terrible thing to mind.
A mind is a better thing to lose.
Are you Noel?
Could be.
Coward. Are you Gertie, Jack? Gladys, Nancy, Helen, Tulula, darling, Fanny Bryce.
Yes, my lady. Of course, my lady. Good night, my lady.
Bobby.
Whomever you like.
I like. Help me out of this thing.
I am at your feet, my lady. Wherever you say, my lady.
Bobby offers his hand and Bee stands next to the chair and eyes it.
Of all people to be tied to a thing, a contraption.
She places one foot on the seat and with an easy push, it glides to the side, still visible.
Trap, a thing with wheels turning, rusty wheels creak. Oil needed, creak oil. Glide away. I like this place. Is this my room?
Metaphorically speaking.
Room with a grow, room to breed, room with a view. Oh, what a view. View. Point of view. Point. It's rude to point. Oh, what's the point? I'm almost here.
Good.
I want 2 dozen double diamond dinner nipkins. This is my first affair. Please be kind. It was 1920, 1940, 1950. Tramp. There.
Are we here?
Yes. Yes. Well, not all there, but here.
Heard there was a party. Came.
Heard there was a party. Came. We've done this before.
Every day, my love. And always.
Reveal thyself.
My darling Batty Beatty. Who calls us Beatty?
Young Noel, my coward, thin as paper with a slight lisp. I started him on his way, you know.
And how was that?
Introduce him to the impresario Dada Charlot. Or was it Andre Charlot? I get those two fellows confused. Anyway, a Charlot was not impressed. So how do we help our, the one with the lisp?
No. Andre Charlot and Dada are the same person, love. But our Dada hired Noel, finally.
Why are we thinking about this? No, of course, high spirits. Madame McCarthy. Reveal that. He wrote that for me.
What is all this dwelling in nostalgia? Some snoopy journalist coming to sniff around?
I don't think I know. Besides, John keeps them all at bay, I believe. Must have a big net or trap doors or something. Hardly have to play the fool no more.
Well, not in public.
Hardly ever can. Can't. Wouldn't be able to if I wanted. Unless I perform some new language of foot tapping and a...
And how old are you now, Miss Lily?
I'm afraid that's the way it would go.
Keep them all at bay in a way. So John the good-for-nothing is good for something.
He's really is a dreadful ass husband, isn't he? And in this state of mind, he shall never be my ex.
Not ex, love, your why.
He leads her to the vanity, finds a box of old scripts, places one in her hand.
And you never married him. Oh dear, what is this?
Bobby finds a telegram and places it on top of the script in her hand. She looks at the telegram and flings it away, holds up the script.
An old chestnut like me, for a charity function, I believe.
But of course you're past it, past knowing it, past.
I used to know it. I wanted to remember it. But I can't seem to cram it in, too full upstairs.
Or empty.
Always frightened I'm not going to retain the next one. Always was frightened. I did get through, though. At least I think I did. And I might just hide a wee cue card here and there.
The notes, yes, here and there.
He opens a drawer and finds an envelope that he begins reading.
Business with book, glasses, and handkerchief.
Takes an envelope from under the mattress and reads.
Business with book, glasses, and handkerchief. Forge a letter of introduction. I'm a very busy man. But that doesn't excuse your disregard for social formalities, and I've half a notion not to receive you.
B begins searching.
Cold. Warmer. Warmer. Hot.
B finds envelope from behind a curtain.
Forge a letter of introduction. I've had notion not to receive you. Warmer. Warmer. Colder. Warmer.
B finds an envelope in bedside drawer.
Good show.
B climbs into bed. Bobby hands her props.
Business with the book, glasses, and handkerchief. The burglar sketch, and we're off. On your mark, get set, go.
Bobby puts on a burglar mask and begins to slip behind a curtain.
Break a leg, darling.
Bobby slips in the shadow. He begins the book and glasses bit. Bobby mimes climbing through the window as the burglar.
Don't be alarmed, ma'am. I'm only a burglar, and there's no cause for fright.
With this intrusion, my maid has retired and I'm supposed to be alone.
I know I've committed a breach of etiquette, but I didn't have time to forge a letter of introduction. I'm a very busy man.
But that doesn't excuse your disregard for social formalities, and I've half the notion not to receive you. Though as long as you're here, I suppose you may as well make yourself at home.
With your permission, I'd rather rob you than anybody I know.
That's awfully nice to hear you say that, and I appreciate it. But may I ask what that funny-looking thing is which you hold in your hand?
This? Oh, that's just my gun. I always take it along.
And what do you use it for, mostly?
Oh, sometimes one thing, sometimes another. It's very handy for shooting people after I've robbed them.
You always kill your victims?
Except when they jump out of windows or die of fright.
Must be very nice work if you can get it.
It is, but one gets tired of it at times. It's my ambition to open a little counterfeiting shop sometime and settle down in the country.
Such a heavenly idea, and I bet you can hardly wait. But I suppose you want to look over my jewels, and I have them handy. Have you any choice?
Anything that's valuable satisfies me. For instance, that sunburst you're wearing isn't half bad.
Oh, that's just cheap gewgaw and scarcely worth $1 million. Let me show you something of real value.
She crosses to a chair with a box on it filled with costume jewelry.
There. How do you like those?
Marvelous. Wonderful. I've never seen larger emeralds, and those diamonds look like paperweights. Those rubies are splendid also. But those golf balls.
Those aren't golf balls. They're pearls.
So I see now. And how did you come by such a wonderful string?
I forgot to tell you, I used to be a queen.
Bee picks up the diamond and sapphire ring that she bought as a replacement to Bobby's stolen brooch she sent to her from Ceylon.
My diamonds and sapphire. I bought in Ceylon to replace... Hello?
Bee picks up a brooch from the tray.
What?
This wasn't here before.
Of course it was.
No, it was swiped, I swear. Stolen from my flat.
And now it's in your hands.
No, wait. The ring was to replace Bobby's brooch. The brooch was stolen. Or was it the ring? No, the brooch. The brooch that Bobby bought in Ceylon and sent before he...
Yes, before he...
Bee studies the brooch, then hands the ring to Bobby.
Put this away, will you?
Bobby pockets the ring. Bee hands him the brooch.
Do me the honors.
Bobby pins the brooch on Bee.
I like that much better.
Is it time?
No. And I'll keep this too.
Time to remind.
No.
She picks through some sheet music.
April 5th.
Quite for no reason. I'm here for the season and high as a kite. Ha 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 ha. Living in air with, that can't be right. Someone's gay and the Riviera. What rhymes with Riviera?
Clara.
Huh. I've been to a marvelous party. We didn't start dinner, and young Bobby Peel,
It's Bobby Carr. Bobby Peel is your son. And young Bobby Carr did a stunt at the bar with a lot of extraordinary men.
Didn't I just say that?
I'm afraid not, old girl.
Do you think Bobby was into men? You know, into?
Who, Carr or Peel?
You pick, darling. I'm exhausted.
She pulls out the script for the Nancy and the Star sketch.
My dear, the show was simply wonderful. I'm sure it was a hit. And your clothes, you look divine. Everyone was simply thrilled to tears. Have a look at my face. I'm a wreck. How are you? My dear, I'm simply wrecked with excitement. I feel like I played the whole show, every number. Move over, darling. I'm exhausted.
Hold on, old girl. Who am I?
Oh, my goodness. Don't you just adore theater dressing room tables? Everything to put on your face. Darling, you're coming to my party tonight, aren't you?
Am I Constance Carpenter? This is the Star dressing room sketch. Count me in. Nancy, Nancy, didn't you think the music in my show tonight was marvelous?
What? Oh, I've been to a Yes, I did. Wonderful. But you're coming to my party tonight, aren't you, darling?
I'm afraid I can't, my dear. I'm simply worn out.
Oh, dear, you promised. Why, I'm having 6 piano players and about 50 people. You only have to do about 6 or 7 numbers. Come on, darling.
Nancy, dear, I told you, I've got a matinee tomorrow. I really don't think.
Well, if you don't come, I will kill myself. I'll simply kill myself. Paul said he'd take you home.
All right, but Nancy, what about the show, dear? Did you like the maypole number?
Maypole number? What maypole number? In the show? I didn't see it.
In the first act.
Oh, we didn't get there for that. We got here for the intermission. Wonderful intermission. Absolutely marvelous. Marvelous party. Dripping in ermine, my dear. I saw Paul at the bar with that awful Ruth Jenkins. She looked like something out of the good earth. Oh, dear. This is a cute little brush. So sweet. What do you use it for?
I use it on my face.
Oh, do you?
By the way, Nancy, how was my face?
Oh, marvelous. You look wonderful. But what happened to your makeup, for goodness sakes?
Well, I don't know.
Well, too much color on your cheeks. I made the same mistake myself in that show I was called, let's see, Rosetta of 1920, 1940, 1950. My dear, Ethel came back and told me all about it.
Ethel who?
Barrymore. She's awfully good on makeup.
Not bad on acting either.
Not bad, but mostly on makeup, don't you think? Now tell me, is this the blue that you use on your eyes?
Oh, yes, that's the same blue that Lynn Fontaine uses.
Oh, I like him. Darling, where's your lip rouge?
Right there on the table. Oh, but Nancy, how did you like my circus number?
I thought the horse was wonderful. Do you know what I liked? That Louisiana Shuffle number. That's for me.
Now, which one do you mean?
Well, the one that you did that double shuffle thing. You went, ya, 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 ya. It was awfully good. If you ask me, it was the best thing in the whole show. The best thing you've ever done.
Nancy.
Yes, dear.
I wasn't in that number. It was Helen Henderson.
Well, what happened to her hair, for goodness sakes?
I don't know. But did you notice mine?
Yes, I did, dear. And I wouldn't worry at all because I know the very man who can fix it in no time.
What do you mean?
Well, darling, all those gray streaks.
Wait, but I haven't got any.
Oh, well, maybe nobody else noticed, but you know me, old Hawkeye. I see everything.
Do you really think they liked it?
Like what?
The show.
What show? Oh, the show! My dear, it was wonderful. Did you see me in the audience? I was in the second row. Did you see me?
No.
Well, I waved my fan.
Nancy, how did I look in the ballet?
Oh, you looked wonderful, just wonderful. You know, it made me think of Pavlova, actually. So I just closed my eyes and thought of Pavlova all through the number.
Nancy, the show.
Well, it wasn't Shakespeare. What's the one I like?
Hamlet?
God, no, the other one. Begins with an A. Oh, yes, Othello. Come on, Nancy. Everybody will be waiting. Goodness sakes, Nancy. Hurry up.
No, love, you were playing Nancy. You got the name wrong. I was Constance.
I did? Constance who? Nancy, Nunu, Nina. I went to a marvelous party with someone and Nancy Ornell. We went as we were and we... Which was... Does it rhyme with Nancy Ornell?
Oh, hell. Bop, 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 bop.
They were singing at midnight.
Yada, 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 yada.
Dubonnet and gin. And someone wore a pin. Dubonnet and gin. Isn't it scotch that we like?
Liked. And yes, you liked it a lot. Makes us go quiet.
B is at a bar, at a party.
I've been to a marvelous party. Scotch and water for me, please, and very little water and a piece of ice. And my friend will have a vodka tonic without the lime.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I have no lime.
Do you have any lemon?
Yes.
Then give it to him without the lemon. I've been to a marvelous party. Elise made an entrance with...
Bobby goes to another spot and becomes a guest.
May, darling, over here.
B takes her glass over to Bobby.
How do you like the new boss?
He's very good looking. He dresses very well.
Yes, and so quickly. I've been to a marvelous party. Elise made an entrance with...
May, darling. No, over here.
B wanders to another spot as Bobby gets there too, and they become a couple relating a story.
We were in a hotel somewhere out of town.
New York, love. And we were getting notes to put in that show for the night.
You had the windows open, and it was winter.
I love the cold, and you know how I hate warm winter.
Anyway, a pigeon flew in our window and landed at the foot of the bed as if it was directed to, and without missing a beat, you turned to the pigeon and said...
Got any messages? I couldn't have liked it more. No, really got any messages?
Bobby takes an imaginary pigeon and pulls the note from its foot, unrolls
We're
it.
along the road parallel to 276.4. Our own artillery is dropping a barrage directly on us. For heaven's sake, stop it.
Thank you, cher ami, not the pigeon message.
Bobby pulls duplicate notes from his breast pocket, hands one to B, and reads.
Dear Mumsy, nothing of great importance has happened on board so far. Some of the lads brought a piano out onto the upper deck, and we all had a sing-along one evening, and the other day we made up a tug-of-war game, and I was the anchor man. We took on the officers and beat them, too. It was great fun. These last few days, I have been sleeping on the upper deck as it has been so warm, so marvelous for January. Darling, do write to me immediately and tell me how much of this the censor cut out, and I will know next time what to write about. When I get some more news, I will write to you, but please keep on to Mother about you-know-what.
Oh, that's me.
Well, my dearest, may God keep you safely in his tender, loving care, and please know the truth.
Mumsy? Oh, that's my mother, not Bobby's. I'm Bobby's. Mumsy, mimsy, mumu, very, very, very. Now, let's see. First clue. I meant to guess.
Why not?
Oh. First clue. Warm weather, so he's in the tropics and hopefully far from the war.
Good show.
Keep on to Mother about you-know-what. You-know-what. Sounds mysterious. Could it be, oh, I don't know. Send more money?
Pocket money.
And the last bit. What was that again?
May God keep you safely in his tender, loving care.
And please
know
the truth.
the truth. Result, Japanese air raid Colombo Harbor early Easter Sunday morning. Stop. Regret to inform you. Stop.
Stop. Not yet.
Why not? We have to start moving forward, Bee. And get out of this round and round.
I'm sorry.
And so it began.
Sorry.
You were bit of a girl of 20.
He mimes helping her on with a worn, smelly coat. He places a suitcase in her hand.
It's very sad to have a suitcase. It shows that you've left home and you're on your way to somewhere that's going to make you unhappy.
It's my fault. Oh,
Quite appropriate for the great impresario Andre Charlot.
I'd give anything if I could be back with you again. Andre or Dada? I get those two fellas confused.
Andre and Dada are the same person, love. And who are you?
Beatrice Lilly, Mr. Charlot. Your Mr. Kakanen engaged me for a new review while you were in the hospital.
And
now you are out.
Just, yes. You've been engaged. Why do you want to see me?
Because I want to do sad numbers. I'd rather do sad songs than anything else in the world.
You would. Very well. Then go ahead.
Young Bee begins seriously the song that is beyond her years, making Charlot hide his snickers.
Which is my own true self. I'm here tonight to stand amazed, to find the world so bright. She who crept last night a pillow to and slept and wept. The hours alternate through, or I or she, waking will prove anon. If this is the dream be, let the dream go on.
You can't do a serious song, little Beatrice. Not if your life depended on it.
Nothing is so wonderful as that first chance. Fame, money, newspaper headlines, name and lights. Nothing that happens later ever equals that.
Nothing. Not motherhood.
I'm sorry. So sorry?
I said motherhood, as in...
From the bottom of my heart, dear, I apologize.
As in caring for someone other than oneself.
I'd been to a marvelous party. We talked about esprit de corps. A couple made a couple of passes at Gert, who hated any kind of a flirt, and someone did a dance and twisted his twerk. No, that's not right.
No, love. It's not Gert flirt. It's Gus fuss truss.
Well, I couldn't have liked it more. Gertie. Do we know a Gertie?
Yes, our Gertie became Gertrude Lawrence.
Gertrude Lawrence. Is she a friend of mine?
She was a great friend. Your understudy, early reviews with Jack.
Jack?
Buchanan.
No, I don't remember that. I remember you.
To which you do you refer?
She was as naughty as I was.
Ah, now you remember.
We were both fired.
Do I get to be Gertie? Oh, goody, I get to be Gertie. He fired me.
Now who?
Your daughter.
I know. And I'm being suspended, which doesn't mean a thing because I'm still playing. Just got my hand slapped. You too.
Ah, what am I to do?
Wait. What's with this bad Cockney accent? I don't remember that.
That's how Gert talked before, you know. She refined herself.
Likely story. All right, where were we? All right. Now, you're not fired, Gert. You know all the numbers. He can't lose you. He's just scaring you.
Why did I ever think that was funny?
It was, though, wasn't it? America answered the call. And so well, don't you think? So well. Trap.
They do a silly dance with Bobby as good, and then B wanders away.
We sailed, though, didn't we? The first time in New York. Gert and We Be Me. And who was that other fellow aboard the ship? The Aqua.
Marine.
Aqua.
Velva.
Aqua.
Rium.
Aqua.
Tix.
Aqua.
Rius.
Aquatania. We had more fun than expected, but what can you imagine? Gertie and I, and who was that other fellow?
Cut to the chase.
All right, never mind. We had no idea where we were going to stay in New York during that run.
The Hotel Ambassador on Park Avenue was arranged in Darling quite beyond your means.
Beyond our means, but we didn't care. Gert was jumping on the bed and I was swinging from the chandelier.
Gertie jumps on a pretend bed.
This is the life.
Amen.
Bobby, as Gert, goes to a pretend window.
It's all grayer than I expected.
Nonsense, Gert. There's some razzle-dazzle to be had.
I'm starving.
B picks up the phone.
Miss Lily here?
And her handmaiden.
And her handmaiden, Gert. Now, what's for eats? Breakfast? Oh, yes. Oh, that's lovely. And? Ah, heavenly. He wants us to choose. Oh, you choose. Upper crust only. Very, very, very. What? No, I'm not talking about toast. I'm referring to breeding. And that's not horses. Or whatever you think, that would be suitable.
You're missing Bobby's second Christmas.
Yes, just sit it up. Gert, go check the room number.
504.
504. Well, of course you have that number on the door, and we're in it. Nil. 504. Sorry, I forgot we're speaking a different language. Yes, hurry, right away.
B is distracted by either 2 pencils or 2 chopsticks. She tries to put them in her hair. Now, unable to, she holds them in place like antennae.
Where are we now, love?
Shoo shao, heavy on the starch.
B turns to Bobby as Mrs. Mears.
Sad to be all alone in the world.
Now, how did you get from Gertie Lawrence to Mary Tyler Moore?
B hands him the chopsticks.
I don't know what you're talking about. And what's my line?
Best to let Mater Millie live in the shadows, my Betty. We couldn't retain any of those lines, not even at the time.
A mind is a terrible thing to...
B is once again distracted. She sits and messes with her hair as if in a beauty parlor. She sings from the show America, USA.
Come back to Pittsburgh.
Where are we now, my little leprechaun?
Why are we having our hair done? I don't recall what town.
Bobby steps behind her, realizing where she's gone.
Well, not Pittsburgh, Chicago, dear, with all us girls before the opening. Look who's just come in the shop. That meat-packing heiress. What was her name? Oh, that's right. Why am I asking you? Proprietor, I am simply mortified and infuriated to learn this establishment has been taken over by showgirls.
Madam Proprietor, you may tell the butcher's daughter that Lady Peel is finished.
B, quiet. Someone's coming. Sounds like John.
John's coming? I don't want to. Make him go away.
Shh. Go, doggo. Old girl. Go dim. He's here.
What's he doing? Can you tell?
I think he's rifling through your letters.
John, what are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Money?
I want to glare at him.
No, you'll give yourself away. It's better like this.
So often I feel defiled, degraded. Stop looking through my things.
Shh. And he's gone.
The lights change.
I wonder what he's up to.
John must think I'm catatonic. Just because I'm not there doesn't mean I'm not there. There is no there because it's here.
Bobby pulls a telegram from his pocket.
And here, at least he won't find this. A telegram addressed to you. Result, Japanese air raid.
I don't want to hear it.
Result, Japanese air raid, Colombo Harbor.
No, mustn't take me
Early,
there.
Easter Sunday morning. Regret to inform you, son believed missing.
Son believed missing, son believed missing. Son believed missing. You were believed missing. How could you be missing? Why don't they know? You have to be somewhere. You should never have enlisted in the first place. If you just became an officer and not failed those exams, you would still be alive, married to that girl, giving me grandchildren.
Presumed dead.
Presume nothing. Now stop it. You make me livid. You can be a very nasty voice, you know.
Lights dim.
Speaking of nasty.
He's back. Go dim. Go dim. Go out.
What's he doing now?
Sounds like he's in your closet, going through clothes, it appears.
John, don't you dare try on any of my frocks.
Well, he just slipped on your blue number.
Oh, stop it.
Next, he'll be wearing all of your costumes.
Doing my routines. Soon he won't need me anymore.
My Miss Lily, how you've changed. I'm sure if John would, he would. If he could, he would play you.
Yes. And shut me off in a room somewhere.
He already has, love. And the terrible Titan exits.
Lights back up.
Where are we now, love?
First rehearsal, New York.
B begins a rehearsal.
March with me, a bit with a cape. March to that moving chair. March with me, sharp and clear my head. March, April, May, and June.
Suddenly aware of the audience in her memory.
I don't know this audience. Why are they so odd? I'm speaking English. I am, aren't I? The Queen's English, but...
They will understand you. When you just do what you do. You are Beatrice Lily. These Americans just don't know it yet. Beatrice. My darling Beatrice.
Beatrice. Now that's the kind of dignity I'm looking for. I'm tired of being typecast. I know it's terribly tish on me, but I'm tired of being a pixie, a clown, a female buffoon. Hiya ha! Hiya ha! Ah, just charming. I made up my mind on the show. I'm going to be a woman, a new woman, a woman with depth, a woman with feeling, a woman with new numbers, a woman poised, queenly, profound, seriousu. a dedicated artiste.
She sings a trill from the Bell Telephone Hour.
Hang on, where's the music, the orchestra?
What do you mean, love?
Well, there's always an orchestra under me when I sing, and I don't hear it.
Perhaps you are remembering it different.
Really? I thought the music was the last thing you lose in your head.
How about this?
That's not it. You have got to be kidding. Well, at least you got me in the right decade. Thank you.
Bobby produces a scarf and throws it over her face.
And now I'm going to sing for you a long chiffon handkerchief number. But before I do, I'd like to recite a little poem for you entitled Mistaken Identity. A little recitation about mistaken identity. I was standing at the corner of the street, as quiet could be. Well, a great big ugly man came up.
You mean John?
And tied his horse to me. This is my first affair. Please, I wish I had an orchestra.
Keep singing, Beatrice. We can all hear it.
Who's we?
Never mind.
Funny. This is my first affair. Please be kind. Da, 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 da. Handle my heart with care. Please be kind.
They laughed at you. They just laughed. Mumsy, too.
Oh, darling, you're not well. Kiss the little boo-boo.
It was embarrassing.
Well, that's what I do. I make them laugh.
Always?
Oh, well, sometimes with you, our sillies.
That's different.
Bobby, dear, tell me what Easter is about.
That's when Jesus was born again.
And tell me about Good Friday.
Oh, well, you see, Robinson Crusoe had a friend. I miss you. Do you miss me?
Oh, you have no idea. You are always with me.
Just now I am.
Always.
Hardly ever. As a child,
Always.
Mumsy was my mother.
Always.
Well, she was my grandmother, but she was my mother.
Always.
Always away.
No, not just a day.
No, not just an hour.
I'll be
loving you.
Always.
Always.
Oh, I wish I could have dinner with you again at every age. 7, 16, 21.
22. There never was a 22. Result, Japanese air raid, Colombo Harbor, early Easter Sunday morning. Regret to inform you, son believed missing.
I went to a marvelous party. It was a nudist party. They said, Lady Peel, I love your blue suit. I said, blue suit, hell, I'm just cold.
Lights dim.
Matters non-comedic just walked in the room again. Go dim, go dark, lights out. He's packing you up, shipping you out.
Shipping me? Where?
Home, love.
Home?
Across the pond.
No goodbyes?
I'm afraid he has arranged that too.
Shipped out. Oh, well, this stage of deterioration, it doesn't matter where the old battleship docks. Hooray, hooray, I'm going away with the little man in the little white coat.
Lights up.
Well, that's done it. He's gone.
Testing, is this thing on?
Where are we now, love?
Getting ready for a radio show.
Which one, my Betty?
The one with, what's her name? Eva?
Eva LaGallian?
Oh, stop it. No, Judith?
Judith Anderson.
No, now stop that. The one with Tallulah. Oh, I was never like that with women. Was I? Not even with, what's her name? Oh, yes, Tallulah Bankroll. I mean, Tallulah Blankhead.
Tallulah Bankhead. Get that in your head.
I thought we were in my head.
Tallulah and you were very old friends.
Well, that was the nastiest reading of old I ever heard.
Well, darling, I didn't mean it that way.
Which way was that?
Well, what way did you think I meant it?
Or which way do you think I thought you meant it?
You're being a boy. I simply said you and Miss Bankhead were old friends. I'd be the last one to mean anything else.
You should be.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, nothing that you think I thought you think. They try to tell us we're too old to ever be too young.
Bobby hands her a feather duster.
Yes, we had quite a safari. We shot a lot of elephants, tigers, lions, cantaloupes, and rats. We shot a lot of rats, really. Pardon my rambling.
Did you get a big bag?
How did that go again?
I said, did you get a big bag?
Oh, naturally, we had to put the elephants in. We didn't want to drag them through the jungle by their tusks, so they had to go in a bag.
Did you get a bison?
Come on, I beg your pardon?
I said, did you get a bison?
A bison? Oh, no, good Lord, no. We had to wash in a bucket. We had to rough it out there, I didn't see a bison the whole time we were out there. Nothing but buckets.
There was a young man from Nantucket who got his head stuck in a bucket. People started to say you look better that way. He said,
John, stop. That's crude. John, you make me livid. Absolutely livid. Do you know how we spent our honeymoon night?
No, love, that wasn't John. That was Robert. And you never married John.
Gambling. And on our return to London, my dear, walking on Bond Street, voices raising beside a deep construction pit filled with rubble. I tugged off my wedding ring. I hurled it into a hole, shouting, John, that's what I think of you.
No, love, it wasn't John, the terrible Titan. That was Robert.
Robert? Which one? I know so many Roberts.
Peel, love. Sir Robert Peel, the one you married. Right? Lady Peel.
Oh, now will you stop saying that? I hate that title. I can't bear it when people use it.
Clark, really, darling? Lady Peel's key, please. Lady Peel's pea, please, my good man. And you said rather indignant,
My pea, please, sir, my pea. But that never happened, just some silly story.
another one of John's propaganda bits.
Oh, John. I don't want to talk about John. He makes me livid, absolutely livid. Do you know how we spent our honeymoon? Gambling.
That wasn't John, love, that was Robert.
Robert? Which one? I know so many Roberts.
But you know one Robert Peel, Lady Peel.
An acquired title. How posh. I would have preferred a banana peel. One slip and you have a guaranteed laugh. Or perhaps you could peel me a grape. With little coaxing, I could peel off my clothes, if that would appeal to you. They try to tell me we're to bear to ever.
Oh, you simple dear, it means you married a baronet.
Bea has been playing with a handkerchief and makes it into a folded napkin.
Clerk, really clerk?
Yes, madam.
Oh, you gave me a turn. I wonder if you could tell me if my order's gone off yet.
What name, madam?
Mrs. Blogden Blag.
Blagden Blog?
That's right, Blogden Blag.
Oh, Blagden Blag. Have you an address, madam?
Do I look like I live in the open air? I gave a large order for sheets and tablecloths to be sent to Mrs. Blogden Blag, Bacon Dillon Egham.
Egham.
I hope I speak plainly. Egg ham.
Oh, yes, I remember perfectly now, madam. No, the order won't go off until tomorrow morning.
No drat.
Is there anything further?
Yes, I want 2 dozen double damask dinner napkins, please.
I beg your pardon, madam.
I said I want 2 dozen double damask dinner napkins.
I'm so sorry, I didn't quite catch...
Dinner napkins! Dinner napkins!
Of course, madam. Plain?
Not plain at all, double damask.
Would you repeat that order, madam? I'm not quite sure.
I want 2 dozen I want 2 dozen damsel dizzing danner nipkins.
Dinner nipkins, madam?
Yes,
You mean dinner napkins?
that's what I said. Good gracious, man, can't you get it right? Now watch my lips. I want 2 dubbin, duzzle, damask, dinner napkins.
I'm afraid we haven't any kins in stock, madam.
Oh, of all the fools, I'm giving you an order. Might as well be giving it in Greek for all you understand.
I speak Greek perfectly, madam.
Really? Speck of it.
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, etc., etc.
That's a likely story. Look, I want 2 dozen double damask dinner napkins.
2 dozen.
Didn't I say 2 dozen?
You said dozen, madam, but I understand what you mean. 2 dozen, in other words, a double dozen.
That's it. I want a dozzle dabbin dabble dimmies dizzy knickers.
Pardon me, madam, you mean a double dozen of double dabbit dinner napkins?
Please get it right. I want dinner napkins.
Dapper ninkins.
Yippee dankins.
2 dozen.
Not dozen, dozen. I want 2 dozen.
You'll excuse me, madam, you mean 2 damn dabble dimmick dizzy napkins.
I don't want dizzy napkins at all. I want 2 damn...
Madam, please, your language.
Oh, heck. Give me 6 sets of sheer silken sunken severettes. How is it I can recall that impossibly complicated comedy sketch? But there are things I just can't remember.
But you can't recall your son? Result, Japanese air raid, Colombo Harbor, early Easter Sunday morning. Regret to inform you.
Regret to inform you. I know. If only I could have been in Colombo that day and began an argument louder than the sirens to keep him from...
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Albert.
Albert who?
Albert, Mum.
Albert Memorial?
Beg your pardon, Mum. My name is Albert, Mum. But I think nothing would stop him from action. And forgive me, milady, if this is hurtful in any way. I don't mean disrespect. But you see, I was in charge as well of the funeral arrangements of all my shipmates, including your son, my mate, Sir Robert.
Sir Robert? Well, Robert didn't die at sea. Weren't we separated and didn't he drink himself to death?
Wrong, Robert. Bobby was your boy.
Now, Bobby, what's the golden rule?
Do unto others.
No. If you want to reach the highest goal, let the spirits take control. Let the spirits help us.
Good God, we're in high spirits now.
Bobby gets a Ouija board.
Every time you get the chance, throw yourself into a trance.
Bobby begins working the Ouija board.
B-O-B-B-Y.
Please, I'm working here. You need no drinks. You need no smokes. Just go, 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 go.
Bobby bops her head with the Ouija
Into
board.
trance, little man. Mad dogs and Englishmen. I'll see you again. I'll see you again. I'll see you. See you again.
Now, Mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet? Oh, Hamlet.
See Bobby play in a Charlot Broad comedy style.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue. To be or not to be, that is the question.
Don't you just hate Hamlet? It's too
Whether it is
revolting.
nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous
Oh, I know
fortune.
this. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler, the slings and arrows of outrageous, or to take it all, blast poor Yorick. I used to know him. I used to do this in school. I used to get a lot of laughs with it. I used to say, to be or not to be. And then I would say, oh, please. And then we'd do a very funny thing. I'd get up and go, whoop, as if somebody, you see, it was very amusing.
A mind is a terrible thing to have, and the sooner you lose it, the better.
A better is a terrible thing to lose, and the sooner you mind it, you have.
A have is a better thing to lose, and as soon as you mind it, terrible.
A mind is a terrible thing to better, and soon you have it, you lose.
A loss is a terrible thing to mind.
A mind is a better thing
to lose.
It's better to lose your mind than to lose your son.
You didn't lose your son.
Well, he was missing. I was doing Cocky's new review, Some funny name. In my hotel room is what it is. Yes, I'm playing a silly game, as always, and Mumsy calls me with words through a telephone. No, a telegram. That's the thing. Result, Japanese air raid Colombo Harbor early Easter Sunday morning. Regret to inform you, son believed missing. Those were the words. That's how they wrote it. You were believed missing.
Keep going, old girl.
How can you be missing? Why don't they know? You have to be somewhere. When I was a little cuckoo, I was full of mischief, oh boy. Cocky wanted to close the show for a while, as long as I need, and I said no. There are others to think about, and other women, and the cast, flitting hither and thither. The audience, far from mither and thither. No, I'll cry about it tomorrow. I lived in a dither of joy. So we just kept playing and not talking about it. After all, you were missing, just missing. Each night meant a new flirtation. Each dawn meant a fond goodbye. Even after I got the telegram saying presumed dead, I refused to presume anything. And if my wings become singed and my tail a bit fringed, just a little cuckoo was I could not know that night before you sailed off to some dark secret place where I could have no word from you, where I would know nothing of your life. I felt so terribly about that girl you wanted to marry. But our fight, you see, it saved my life. You saved my life. You kept me from my engagement at the Café du Prix, and it was warm that night, and I was not there. So most who were killed. My darling, darling boy. Was I such a terrible mother?
Yes, my lady. No, my lady.
Dear Baba arrived with something which shattered.
Of course, my lady.
And Grand Duke and Cecil cried,
Anything you want, my lady.
And then he ripped something off and jumped. And I couldn't have liked it more.
Bobby stands in front of B and won't budge.
Lucy. No, wait. No, I mean, Mother. Will you please let little Bobby get Bobby away because he's becoming very irritating.
You never were much of a mother, were you? Lucy, mother, Lucy, he is being very irritating and he drives too fast as well.
Didn't I buy him his first sports car? An Alfa Romeo, I believe.
It was an MG. Hop in, old girl.
B joins Bobby on the edge of a bed, as if it's a sports car.
Where are we off to?
Starting in Montreux, Switzerland, ending in Cannes.
Slow down. Is it spring? You know I hate spring.
You know it's summer, and it's a sports car. It doesn't go below 80.
Well, at any rate, I won't need a facelift. Have the Nazis invaded Poland yet?
No, but soon.
Why aren't we remembering this?
Why, old girl, I could ask you the same thing.
You know, you really did hurt my feelings. Was I really such a horrible mother?
Not horrible. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Well, I'll say this. At each bend, my waist is whittling away. Can we please stop turning right so that I can work on the other side? Thank you. Well, I have quite a bit of freedom, quite a bit of freedom now, don't you? Off to school, finding friends.
Freedom, yes, but not for long.
Well, that will be my one and only ride with him, and I shall have to go to with a taxi from now on. Let Bobby drive his friends about.
Poland was invaded. The war is on. I have enlisted.
I've been to a marvelous party.
The Royal Navy.
I must say the fun was intense.
And there's a girl.
We all had to do with the people we knew at some party.
And I quite like her.
Someone arrived wearing,
We should be married before I sail.
Not without my permission.
Oh, I have to have your permission now. Now?
Yes, because I'm your mother.
That's your reason? Because I'm your mother?
Yes, because I can't be your father. Mumsy, Mother, Lucy. No, this is not how I remember it.
But it is preferable, isn't it? What were we really fighting about?
The last time I saw you, and I hated it. Well, I disliked it immensely.
Yes, but how do you really feel?
I hate peas. I also hate gladiolas. I like scratchy Victrolas. More than anything, I hate peas. I hate dogs. I hate rabbits. I love people with habits. I hate fancy cheeses, but I love diseases. But more than anything, I hate the spring.
You know those are just song lyrics.
I don't hate spring.
Darling, you are a breath of fresh air, and although you are in your winter season of your life, you will always be spring to us.
There you go again. Who is this us?
Never you mind. Hit it, boys!
But more than anything,
anything,
I hate the spring.
spring.
Bobby, when did you grow so old?
I grow old each time you tell my story. It doesn't change and will not until you see me in a different light. I move forward, age, learn, and grow even though your story of me is set in stone. I have to grow older to show you the story of me can be whatever you wish. Tell me a story. Anything is better than the one that makes you suffer still. I am with you not to remind, but to rebuild, create, as you have always done. You are a prisoner inside this head of yours with no next and surprises. Aren't we getting a bit tired, love? Why are we pretending Bobby is a mystery? Here we are playing over and over old routines, useless facts and memories that, my dear, don't feel very good. Not truly. You can do whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Think anything. Recreate your history.
I've been to a marvelous party. My favorite young Bobby was there. He was handsome and bright, so strong and upright, from his toes to his wavy dark hair. He had to enlist in the Navy, although I never said that he should. He went away, he was stubborn, you see, shipped off to Ceylon, wouldn't listen to me.
I don't want to be remembered so morbidly, love. Find the humor.
Shipped off to Ceylon, wouldn't listen to me. See, me, let's see.
Free.
P.
OG.
OG.
Do you agree? Have some tea?
Tea?
Whoopee!
Well, I couldn't have loved him more. You were believed missing. How could you be missing? Why don't they know? You have to be somewhere.
And were you missing?
Missing? Yes, I'm missing my son. Missing the time I could allow myself to be with him. Missing an action. The action of being more with him. Missing the point. Missing the brooch, the schoolwork, the rearing. I'm numb. And oh yes, I guess I'm missing. I need to pretend. I'm a pretender. Have been always.
Nothing of great importance has happened on board so far. Some of the lads brought a piano out on the upper deck, and we all had a sing-along one evening. And the other day, we made up a tug-of-war game, and I was the anchor man. We took on the officers and beat them too. It was great fun. These last few days, I have been sleeping on this upper deck as it has been so warm, so marvelous for January.
Marvelous. He really was a hero, wasn't he?
I hate feeling so bloody helpless. The sirens are calling us. Come on, mate. It's the only thing to do.
What are we doing? This is not a memory.
No, it's a what if. Play along, old girl. You're brilliant at improv, yes? The sirens are calling us. Come on, mate. It's the only thing to do.
No, we're not assigned yet.
Our ship is in danger of attack.
But we're not assigned yet.
The sirens. I'm going, whether you come with me or not.
They do a vaudeville routine, running back and forth.
Forward, away from the guns.
Aft, where they need help.
Forward, away from the guns.
Aft, where they need help.
Forward, that's an order.
Cowards aft, they need ammunition.
But they'll bob us aft. Forward.
Cowards aft.
B stands still as Bobby runs back and forth.
Forward.
Aft.
Forward.
Aft.
Aft.
Forward.
Aft.
Aft. Forward. Forward.
Bobby realizes that B has done, stops, and smugly walks to the aft position. They look up above them in the sky.
Uh-oh.
And that's how you died? What a creative way to leave the planet.
It had nothing to do with you, old girl. See, it really is just being in the wrong place, my darling.
Oh, my darling, darling boy. My darling boy.
B reaches out her hand to Bobby, and he gently twirls her into his arms to dance.
Dance with me. The party's over now. Da dee da dee da dee da dee da dee.
The party's over now.
Bobby steps away. B spins her pearls. They don't respond as expected.
Have you run your course, dear? You seem especially tired.
I'm frightened. What if it all goes? You go. The light. All goes dark.
Bobby takes her in his arms, cradles and rocks her.
Have a little rest, love. My sweet, my batty, bat, beaty. There are fairies at the bottom of our garden.
Mm.
You cannot think how beautiful they are. They all stand up and sing. And the fairy queen and king come gently floating down upon their car. The king is very proud and handsome. The queen, now can you guess who that would be? She's a little girl all day, but at night she steals away.
Well, it's me. It's me. And if you go,
I'll stay with you forever and always. We can play as long as you like. I know all the games, all the routines.
heard there was a party came.
Heard there was a party. Came.
B yawns and closes her eyes. Bobby places her in the wheelchair, sits beside her in the dark, as in the beginning. Shafts of light slowly begin to go out one at a time.
Really big shoe.
It always begins with Ed Sullivan. Funny that.
Who's there, John?
No, you are safe. Guess. Here's a hint. I'm not in your tangible world.
Am I in my mind?
Usually, and yes, where else would you be?
A mind is a terrible thing to
Have. And the sooner you lose it, the better. A mind is a terrible thing to...
better, and the sooner
You have it, you lose. I'm not going anywhere.
are you? Are you? Are you?
Could be.
Are you? Are you?
Yes, my lady, of course, my lady. Good night, my lady.
The light fades to black. Curtain.
There we go. Well, and I wore the wrong mascara.
I did too.
Alan, put yourself back up again. There you go. Hi.
Hi.
So thank you, guys. I think there's a place where you guys can add comments if you want to. We didn't really care if you could do it during this because it'd probably be distracting to see something along the side, and of course I was looking from a script anyway and not paying attention. But thank you. That was extremely helpful. It's for me when I write, and I will say Blake feels the same way. That every time we make a draft, we just need to hear it out loud, not just the two of us reading it. And having Alan reading the stage direction is extremely helpful. So now we know where to go back and start making flush out things that maybe need some more help. And so that was extremely helpful for allowing us to do that. And
you could see it's such a physical play that it's
horribly physical.
Yeah.
Horribly physical.
There's so much of it that has to do with that. So it's
a lot of psych ads and stuff like that, right?
And the new step will be to take this, keep evolving it, but also get it on its feet so that we can see how some of this works and doesn't.
Right, because workshopping is so helpful when you can get some actors in front of you and you can actually begin to see how things really play out. And that's when you want your director there who can really help fine and mold the other kind of stuff. Those of you who are right out there, you all know that. So, well, let's see. It's been a long time. Shall we all say good night? Thank you, Alan, so much for that. Do you want something to say?
Gracie.
Uh-huh. Good night, Gracie. Thank you, Blake, for doing that. We've got some homework to do, and I love you all madly. This, I think, is going to be recorded, so if anyone missed it and wants to see it.
Yeah, no, this will go right up on YouTube.
Yeah, so it's all good.
It goes
all
on
right.
YouTube.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Love ya.
Thank you.
Exit. Not yet. I can put my glasses on. See if I do this correctly. End broadcast. There we go.